All right, guys, let me show you what I'm up to today. This is a double barrel 12 gauge shotgun. I can't even remember what brand it is, but it's a non-functioning gun. And I took me a framing square and put across the bottom of it down here and lined it up with the rib down the back and got it, made me a square line of cut across it to get it where it's straight up and down. And then I took it all apart and I used some 5-inch long lag bolts, and I had to take a 1-inch paddle bit and drill part of the way through that. That's a 4-inch block of red oak. I drilled part of the way through it, and then I took another drill bit and drilled the rest of the way through it, and then I took a little bit smaller drill bit and marked the bottom of the stock and drilled into the stock just about that far. There's 2 of these going into the butt of that gun, just about that far. And I got the lamp and everything hooked up. I'm not real happy with that white cord. I may try to spray it. There was not enough. This shotgun, I found it probably 20 years ago, maybe almost 20 years ago. And you can see it's busted right here. And actually one of the barrels is bulged a little bit, and it's non-functioning. It actually works. Let me see. It will actually fire, but I would be afraid to shoot it. You can see how this is really, really weak. There's just not enough room through here. There's so many bits and pieces of steel up in here to run the wire through here. That's what I wanted to drill a hole and come right up in here, but I couldn't. So I'm probably gonna paint this wire, and I am gonna glue it right down this side, and then I'm gonna drill me a hole right here, and then drill me a hole coming out probably back here somewhere, and right back in here somewhere, and run the wire through that, and then I'm gonna attach the wire right up this side real tight where you can't see it. And like I said, I'm gonna probably paint this wire black and attach it. This is a 4-inch piece of red oak. It was kind of interesting getting that piece of red oak. I had this log right here, and you can see I took a couple of my split pieces of firewood there, and I put a wedge on the left and a wedge on the right, and then got me a couple of big washers and some small washers and a couple of deck screws, and hooked it on this side and this side. And then I cut off the first cookie, which was crooked, and then I made me some marks about 4.5 inches back, 3 marks, stood back and lined my saw up, and I just set my saw down and then engaged the dogs, and then just worked it and kept it just as absolutely as straight as I could, and just took my time and made the cut. And I got it really, really, really close. It was almost perfect. Of course, it's really, really rough. So then after I did that, I brung it over here to my plane and cranked it up all the way up until I got it to where it wouldn't even touch. And I ran it through it and then come down 1 full revolution, and I just kept on doing that until it finally touched. And then I'd go down a half a turn, and then I'd run it through, then I would take it, get the other side, take it out, turn it over, run it through again. And then I would go a half a turn, run it through there, and then run it through there upside down, and then a half a turn. And I would do both sides every half turn. And that way I wasn't, because that's end grain, it's really hard, and I didn't want it all checking and feathering and pulling that stuff out. And I just took my time going through there, and I had me a block of wood here, so if it got stuck or something, I could get it through. And it just barely did rub on this side and this side. And it looks like, well, you can see, this is what I ended up with, the thickness on that, just almost 3 3/4 inches thick. And I started out with it at, I guess it was probably about 4 1/4 inches, somewhere in there. I was just, like I said, I was cutting it with the chainsaw, so I cut it a little bit big, and it's pretty heavy. And what I did is I put the mass, the barrel is dead center of that log, so that the mass of it would be in the center. And it's really stable, and that's one of the reasons I wanted such a big block, to make it good and stable. And I'm not done with it yet. I'll put me some felt pads on the bottom of it and all that kind of neat stuff whenever I get through with it. Also, I got my bandsaw out. I haven't used my bandsaw in probably close to a year. And I turned it on, and the tires are not cracked or weather worn or anything like that, but I haven't got to try it yet. They were wanting to roll off the back. And I got me a little bit of this, and about every 3 or 4 inches, I put just a small daub up underneath this tire, then I run my finger around it. And I'm gonna try it here in a little bit and see if it worked or not. I just been waiting for it to dry because I've never used this particular glue before, but I thought, well, I'm gonna try it because those rubber tires are about, I think they said they were about 30 bucks a piece. I was watching some YouTube last night seeing how to do it, and I didn't see anybody try to re-glue them. But like I said, theirs were all busted up. Mine's in great shape. They're loose. Because this thing, I bought it in, about 94, 95, something like that. So it's, it's 30 years old. Those are the original tires. And yeah, anyways, I just wanted to show you my lamp and kind of what I got going on out here this afternoon. I've got me one heck of a mess. I've been peeling bark and using my chainsaw and got a nice fire going in here and using my plane today, and just thought I'd kind of show you what I got going on. I've got my wife looking for lampshades. Yeah, I just thought that would be, something, a neat little use for the double barrel shotgun, just make a lamp out of it. Well, you guys have a good day, and I hope you like this, and maybe it'll give you an idea of something you can do with Grandpa's old shotgun. You take care. Bye-bye.